Carter and I have been working with some individuals in the Norris community on researching the Norris Club and the activities that they did back in the 1970s to improve the neighborhood. And every time we talk with them, they mention Ivory Moore as an essential element in the success of their group in the Norris community. And we thought, because this week we've been talking about the Norris community and how important it is to commerce and the great work that the Norris Community Club did back in the 1970s, that it would only be appropriate to honor Mr. Ivory Moore. And we have a certificate for Mr. Moore that Shannon is going to present to him.
So this conference this week was about a number of things. The conference theme was Writing Democracy, and I kept coming back to in all of my thoughts and in all of the conversations that I had to the work that Mr. Moore did. I sat next to a gentleman this afternoon who was in your Upward Bound, Mr. Moore. He's now principal of a local school, and your impact has continued. Mr. Moore started the Upward Bound program. He started the TRIO program. He was our first African-American administrator. He brought millions of dollars of grants into the Norris community. He transformed a community. A former Globetrotter who wrote his first grant at 17 for the Works Progress Administration, was a principal at several different schools, and transformed a community when he came, and continued to transform that community. I mean, and by that community, I mean the entire city of Commerce, with his amazing work that continues to reverberate across the country. So for us, it seems only appropriate that we give to Dean Ivory Moore here the very first Writing Democracy Award we've ever offered, and I couldn't be more proud. Thank you, sir.
Shannon mentioned that Ivory was the first black administrator. He was also the first black to serve on the Commerce City Council and the first mayor. And so I brought the current mayor to present a proclamation.
Thank you, and it's a privilege to be here today. And I've had the privilege of doing this once before, a few years ago, for Mr. Moore. And I'd say this: if I could have 1% of the impact in the community that he had, I would do a great deal. And I think that we need more people like Mr. Moore to step up in our community and help serve and help our community become great, because we really need Commerce to become great. The university has done some great things, and during Mr. Moore's tenure at the university, working for the city, and I'll say this, I don't know how he made it, serving over 15 plus years on the city council. I'm going to be 4 and I'm done. So I got 1 year left, and so I commend him for that. But on behalf of the City of Commerce and the Commerce City Council, I'd like to read this proclamation. Whereas Ivory E. Moore became the first black citizen to serve on the Commerce City Commission when he was elected on April 1st, 1975, and whereas while serving on the Commerce City Commission, Moore also served on several boards for the state of Texas under Governors Bill Clements, Mark White, and Ann Richards. And whereas in 1992, after a lengthy motion made by Commissioner Billy Rowland, the Commerce City Commission elected Moore to serve as mayor of the City of Commerce. And whereas Moore also organized the Juneteenth celebration, which is still held each year at the Ivory Moore Park, therefore I, Quay Throgmorton, mayor of the City of Commerce, do hereby proclaim March 11th, 2011 as Ivory E. Moore Day in the City of Commerce, Texas, to honor the man who continues to do so much for our community. Mr. Moore, here's your proclamation. And it's just an honor that, as being mayor, I get to do these type of things. I know our other council members, some of them couldn't make it this evening, but we do commend all the hard work that you did, not only for the university, but for the city. And you've made the city what it is today. And we look forward to it becoming more and more improved over the years. And we look to you for all the things that you did. And we appreciate your service.
Mr. Moore, do you want to respond?
Well, how can you respond behind a celebration like this? This is real nice there. I think my wife was telling me before I left home, she said, don't you talk all night then. She didn't come with me, so I had the privilege, I guess, to talk all night, huh? I would say that this is a privilege there, and you never know when you go out on occasion and people set up a celebration. I know Dr. Conrad had a lot to do with this, and not only Dr. Conrad, the other people, and certainly we go to think in terms of the president of the university, the job that he did. We think in terms of Billy Reed, which was a Norris community man, and Kathy, who brought this up here for me here. And, I look at this as a celebration, and I'm just proud of it. I'm proud of it. And Harry Turner, who picked me up today and brought me as close to this building as he could. And I would say this, that I'm going to be short-winded, and I'm not going to do a lot of talk. I'm going to be short-winded. But one thing that I think that you need to know, when I came to City of Commerce, and this was back a while, and when I came here, I think that you need to know that I'd never been to a better place, and I think maybe in coming to Commerce, and being here with the president of the university, president's wife, and the thing that's going on around, it's just good to be here. And I'm going to cut this short, and I'm going to open this up, the house over. I like to open it up for you to ask questions, and what I think about Commerce, what's good about Commerce, what reason for me coming here, and have I enjoyed myself while being here? Sure I have. It's been real nice. So I'm gonna open this house up for questions, and you got questions you want to ask me, and I'll try to answer any questions that you have.
I think we just have the one mic, so I'll run it. I'll take it to
Okay.
Dr. Mathis here. Thank you. And after some tributes, we've got a documentary about the Norris community and some wine.
Hi, Mr. Moore. Of all your accomplishments, and there are numerous, what are you most proud of?
What were you most proud of all your accomplishments?
What am I most proud of? Well, I say coming to Commerce. Coming to Commerce, because I met a lot of nice people here in Commerce, and they all recognize me as some things I've done, and I guess maybe as far as my accomplishment, coming to Commerce is one of the great things that ever happened to me. Okay.
We opened this for tributes to Mr. Moore also.
Okay.
Well, I'm standing with the mic, but I didn't stand up to talk because I have a mic.
Okay.
I'm Daryl Peace, and I came to the student Mr. Moore came a couple of years after I got here, and I've got to admit that it was refreshing to see somebody of color and somebody of strength who supplied the mentor that I needed. I tell people a lot of times that I stand on the shoulders of people who come before me, and Mr. Moore certainly knows. I'm always somebody that you can talk to. He always shot straight with your head, whether you wanted to hear it or not. Again, I didn't come to speak, I just ended up with the mic. Thank you so much for your support. I'm back at the university, and everything that I do in terms of providing a role model for students is because of men like Mr. Moore. And I steal this saying from one of my good friends, Ron Button. I have a debt to pay that I owe a debt that can never be repaid. So, Mr. Moore, I thank you for your life and for your support and commitment to not only the university but to Congress. Teach me to go get the mic.
Thank you, Dan.
Of course, I'm Billy Reed. Mr. Moore and myself, we have worked together for many years. In fact, ever since he first came to this university, to East Texas State, that is, we have worked together on many projects. Community problems, not only here, but in other cities as well around here. People have came to us with many problems, and of course, you know, I had to have all of the assistance from Mr. Moore, him being the doctor and the mayor. First, the commissioner. He talked the other commissioners into getting sewage into the Norris community. That was one of the major projects that we were working on, and he solved the problem. The other commissioners, his colleagues at the time, they couldn't see how they could get sewage, get a grant. They thought they would have to pay the money back. But Mr. Moore showed them, you don't have to pay the money back. Get that grant. And he finally sensed them into it. He was also successful and instrumental in getting homes for people in the Norris community. He's a great man, and I'll always be his friend. I'll always care for you. Him and his wife. And his wife, you know, she's a remarkable woman as well. Floor is open now for whoever might want to talk. Of course, this is my wife, Kathy. Now, but he also knew my first wife. But he's a remarkable person. I hate that his health got bad, but all of us got to get old one day. I'm getting old myself. Thank you.
I'm Keith McFarland. I first met Ivory the fall he came here. He had season football tickets right behind my wife and I, and we got to know him well, and I got to know him well over the years. And then for more than 10 years, I was president of the university, and he had pretty much stepped down from that. But let me say, here is an individual who had an unbelievable impact on so many young men that came to this institution. He was our role model. He was the first black role model we had at the university. And anytime there would be events and with fraternities and all, they would pay homage to Ivory Moore, as they should. He was a good example for young men. He did a great deal for this university, brought in many federal grants at an age and a time when we didn't bring in much in the way of federal money, and then his great service for many years on the city council. This is really a man that put it all together. Students, the university, and the community. We couldn't ask any more of a person than Ivory Moore has given to Commerce and to Texas A&M University Commerce. Thank you.
According to Stokely Carmichael, there are similarities between a man and a dog. A dog comes, a dog sits, a dog eats, a dog procreates, a dog excretes, a dog dies. A man comes, a man sits, a man eats, a man procreates, a man excretes, a man dies. If that was the end of the story, according to Stokely, it'd be better that man had been a cow. At least it could have been eaten. I'm so happy, Mr. Moore, that you were eating up with walking tall, eating up with the courage to lead, eating up with trying to move this university and all of its students forward. It was a pleasure having worked for you for a couple of years. It was a pleasure watching you as you strove forward with the university, always looking out for others. And so I stand on your shoulders, and I'm appreciative so much. In fact, I know you received a certificate from me saying, call you the wind beneath my sails or something like that. I don't know. I just want to let you know that I appreciate you, that I love you, and my prayers are always with you, and I think of you often. Thank you.
Well, you see what happened, but it doesn't mean that I don't love you, brother. It just means that I didn't have anything to say, but you and I were talking this evening, and I appreciate the people who put this program together today. It's part of my memory for a long time. And I said something I think this morning was profound to me. I don't know what's profound to you. I said, it was profound.
It's getting more profound by the minute.
Yeah. I said, I was a spark that started a flame.
That's right.
Amen.
Amen.
Yeah, y'all go to church. So, you know, I was over at his house this evening, and I quoted that because little did we know that how people can be sparks that start flames. Isn't that wonderful?
That's wonderful.
Whew, that's profound. and he has been a part of the flame, and a spark in the flame for many years. And I'm just glad that I was able to know him and work with him in the Norris Community Club. And boy, to put this in my hand like that, hey, that's great, because you deserve to be honored in so many ways. A man of humility and people-oriented. Isn't that right? Not caring for himself, but caring for people. I think Jesus said something to this effect. Y'all can tell I'm a preacher, can't you? He said, Son of Man, let me say what Jesus said. The Son of Man came not to be served, but to serve. Amen. That's enough for me.
Well, Dean Moore, it's really an honor and a pleasure for me to be here. I don't know if you remember me, because it's been 35 years since I last saw you. My name is Alan Hallmark, and I was a journalism student here in 1973 to 1975, and I got involved with the Norris Community Club and all these fine people here, Billy Reed, Opal, MacArthur, and Larry, and all of the rest. And when we went to work to get you elected, that was one of the most exciting times of my life. Because this whole community pulled together as one and got behind your campaign for the city council. And people who had never been registered to vote got registered to vote in this community. And then on election day, we took them to the polls so that they got a chance to vote for the very first time in their lives. And you were the spark and the flame that got this community to do what it needed to do, to start to make the changes it needed to make to bring itself closer to the 20th century, because it was lagging way back in a previous century before that. So, you know, without you, without your credentials, without, you know, the gravitas that you brought to the university and to the community, I don't think that we would have seen the changes that have been wrought in this community over the last 35 years. So I want to thank you so much for being who you are and for having done what you did. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, I'm sorry. Mr. Moore, it's a pleasure to be at this event. I'm actually just here for the conference, and I've come in from Pittsburgh, and it's a delight to be a part of this community celebration of what you're doing and what you have done. And what I'm wondering is what inspired you to the type of things that you did? Because obviously you have inspired a lot of people, and I'm wondering what it is that inspired you.
Goodness, I can't even see. Oh, he's got one. What am I doing that for then? So I can run.
You know, Doctor, what it inspired me to do some of the things that really, for me to be inspired, I think the people that I work with, the people here in this community, the people here wanted to do some things. They wanted to do some things, and it was easy for me to work with. And think in terms of the students here in Commerce. I look at the students here in Commerce, things that they wanted to do, some of the things that they wanted to do in this community. I was inspired by them, not so much by myself, but by them. You know, to people. You know, in coming to Commerce, I remember my first. They brought me down in the Norris community and to speak to a group. And speaking to the group there, they had a table set up there in the gymnasium in the Norris community. They wanted me to come down and speak to the group there, and I was inspired by them. Here's a group that wanted to do some things for the community. And I was just inspired, and I've been inspired, been inspired by this community, and coming here, I don't see how in the world a person could go to a place like Commerce and not be inspired. You know, one of the first person I talked with, Billy Reed there, and listened to him, and he said he'd been a friend for a long time. He was the first man to introduce me to this community. And as people come in to this community, he would always talk about the things we wanted to do. And you know, as I look at this group, and as the new president would come in, and the fresh president, McDowell, brought me in, and he told me when he got here, he said, you're gonna be I want you, you're gonna be my president. You're gonna be my man. You're gonna be my man, and you can be here as long as I'll be here. And so I've been here now, I believe he said, the years that I've been here 37 years. So you think you'll last that long? Say, well, you can last that long if you stay with me. You stay with me, and if you stay with me, then we're gonna build commerce. And I said, well, if you thing that you say, Mr. President, and this is what you want, I'll be here. The only thing that I say that don't get me out on the limb and drop me. He said, I'm not going to do that. He said, no, I'm not going to do that. We're going to bring other men in here, and as we bring other people in, I'm going to tell them. And he said, this is the man. This is the man we want. This is the man. I brought him in here from Wichita Falls, and since I brought him in here, I'm gonna still stand behind him, and this is what we're gonna do. And I listened to the other young man there, Darrell Peast. Darrell Peast there. I would think that if we look at other people that we bring in, he said, president after president, and I'm going to tell them about you there, and I'll let them know that you're on my team, and since you're on my team there, and we intend to work with the group there, and as I do this, there'll be other people that I bring in, and not only them, that wives will work close with us. And I'm gonna say this, and I want the whole community to understand this. I want the community to know Ira Moore will be, as long as he keep his nose clean. As long as he keep his nose clean. You know, that's really something there. And so actually, I said, what I got to do to stay here? He said, be my partner, be on my team, as long as I'm here and you'll be here. Say, we got some nice people here in Commerce, and as I bring the people in, as long as you want to stay, as long as you want to stay, you'll always be on my team. You know, and another thing that I think you need to know, we think in terms of the Norris community. That's just one of the things. he said, now, we intend to build this city. In order to build this city, we intend to grow together. We intend to grow together. And I'm going to ask you to join with me. Anything that question that you might have of me. What did you think about a person like me coming in here? You know, you ask the question you have. Shoot them at me. Let me know.
Do we have any questions, any more tributes, comments?
Okay.
I'm Michelle Fells. I'm from New Mexico.
Okay.
I've had the honor and pleasure to hear stories of the Norris community. I wanted to know how you were able to bring so many different people and groups together. What was the thing that helped you unite people?
Well, I would say that it was easy for me, man. They united me when I saw a group of people that wanted to work, wanted to do things, wanted to build a community, and this is what I've been. They know, I knew the things that I wanted to do, and getting me to a person like Dr. Conrad over here, and when they found out that I wanted to work, and they got with me, and by them coming and getting with me, that's all I needed. That's all that I needed. Dr. Conrad said, you a good man there. What do you think about? What do you think about a guy like me? Not only here in Commerce, but outside of Commerce.
Great place.
You've been around here a long time. What kept you here for all the time that you've been here?
Well, like you, I appreciated the people in the community, and I enjoyed my work, associating with people like you and others, and that's the reason. Yeah.
No, I don't have anything.
Oh, are you going to show the video?
I'm going to put it on. Let's just do it.
Okay. One of Shannon's students prepared a video on the Norris community, and we're going to show it now.
It's on one note so you guys can mill around and, but anyway, I'm just going to put it on the background or the foreground or on the sideground, right?
Right. We appreciate you coming, and we really appreciate Ivory Moore and wish him many more years here in Commerce. I know he's not going to leave. Thank you.